way, you'll be prepared when it does come. So today, apple crisp. Couldn't be easier. Crisps, cobblers, crumbles, all of those, my favorite desserts, because I love fruit desserts, and they're so easy. To start off, you want to make your topping. So that was 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. To that, add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. Boom. Then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix that up a little bit. And then you're gonna add a stick of cold butter. You wanna cut it in like you're making a pie crust. You can do that with a pastry cutter if you want to, or you can use your fingers, which is what I usually do. First I cut it into pieces though, to make it pre-broken down. Put your butter into your bowl. Well, let's mix this up a little bit more. And then work it in with your fingers or with pastry cutter. To this mixture, add 1 cup of oats, not the quick cooking kind, regular rolled oats, and work that in with your fingers. You want it to be clumpy. I kind of squish it together, actually, to be honest. That's what I do. This is clumpy. All of the oats and the flour and everything has come into contact with the butter, so I'm gonna set that aside. So for the filling, you want 3 pounds of apples. You can use a baking apple like a Rome or Cortland or something like that. In this instance, I'm using a Gala, which holds up quite well in baking. So choose your apple, experiment, figure out what kinds you like, and then use those. Peel them. Then you want to cut your apples into like 1/2-inch pieces. I generally just cut around the core and I don't use a corer, which maybe is slightly wasteful, but I do go back in and then cut off the edges so that I can use those. So pretty much it's the same. I just find it easier. And also I don't have a corer, because I can't say corer. I don't have a corer at home anyway. And now I'm composting at home, which is really exciting because I feel like I'm not wasting as much organic stuff and it's going to good use. It's very exciting. I save all my compost in the freezer and then I bring it to my local farmer's market every weekend. It's amazing. I feel good about myself. Have your oven preheating to 375 degrees. Cut them into 1/2-inch chunks. That's your apples. It's a lot of apples. But you want a lot of apples. It's an apple crisp. Am I right? Am I right? Some lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. A little bit more, I think. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, so another 1/2 cup of sugar. This doesn't have a thickener because the topping has all this flour in it. As it cooks, the flour sort of integrates into the apples and helps thicken it. So you don't necessarily need a thickener in here. But sometimes I add a little bit. It depends on the juiciness of my apples. Pour the apples into a 2-quart baking dish. Smells like fall. That cinnamon really does the trick, doesn't it? And then crumble your topping over the top. I like to squeeze my crumble a little bit and then drop it in big kind of clumps. I like the clumpiness, but not everybody does. Then just get this into the oven. You want to bake it until it's golden brown on top and the apples are bubbly. That'll take 55 to 65 minutes. Look, it's done. It's time to eat, which, you know, honestly, that's why I cook to begin with, because I love eating. And I like making things that I like to eat. Cobblers and crisps and crumbles, top on the list. How about some ice cream? Because ice cream is great. No other reason than that. A little scoop. Yeah. You can serve this warm. You can serve it room temperature. You can eat it cold out of the refrigerator. You can do whatever you want. So good. Amazing. It's making me really happy, and if you make it, it's gonna make you really happy. Enjoy.